What's up, nation? Really appreciate everybody for being part of the nation, man. Shout out to you, man, the first person that's in the chat, whoever that may be. It looks like it could be Eastside Harold. Nevertheless, shout out to you, man. We're going to talk about this. What would be considered a successful season? What would be considered a success? Would it be MVP for a certain player? Would it be going to the playoff and just getting there? Would it be winning a playoff game? Or would it be going and advancing all the way to the championship game? Or would it be going to the Super Bowl? I know I hear a lot of people say Super Bowl or bust. That's what a lot of people are saying, Cowboy Nation. That's what I'm hearing. Super Bowl or bust, and that's every year. That's just right, T-Mac. That's every year we say Super Bowl or bust. Nevertheless, when I look at this thing, when I think about it, when I contextualize it as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys, let me fix my headband a little bit. Let me get my headband right up in there. Yeah, yeah. Beer game, right. Shout out to you, Hazel. My thing is, yes, we say Super Bowl or bust every year, right? The naysayers say Super Bowl or bust every year. Good afternoon to you as well, Williams. Super Bowl or bust. I want to know how you guys feel about that. Also, did y'all see that video? Ha ha, hilarious Clinton Dix. I do know one thing. Just Google ha ha Clinton Dix. I have to say this because it was just breaking news right before I came and set this up. But ha ha Clinton Dix, man, he's showing us that he got some great bail technique and he got some situational awareness. You know, how he opened his hips up and peel back. Y'all Google ha ha Clinton Dix and y'all will see what the Bears try to do to him, right? Raw, Real, and Uncut says not Super Bowl or bust. I feel you on that. It shouldn't be Super Bowl or bust. I'm so glad that Garrett is gone. Hey, Greg Berry, here's the thing. Shout out to you, fam. Here's the craziest thing of it all. Here's the craziest thing of it all. The national media, collectively, majority of the fans within the confines of this particular team, they are institutionalized. They still have the Jason Garrett syndrome. People are saying that, well, people fail to realize 5 years is a long time, right? And what if I add 5 more years to that? That's 10 years. That's a long time. And what if I tell you this, that if you add 3 more years to that, that's 13 years. Ain't this right, Sheila? Oh my goodness, people fail to realize this been 13 years. That's a long time. Somebody can discount it and say, well, it's been 12 really, or 11, what have you. But it, collectively speaking, it's been 13 years. And if you add on the top of that, if you got Wade Phillips, those are 2 back-to-back coaching that pretty much if you're 15 and 16 years old, that's all you know. Even if you was born in 2000, that's all you know. Or even if you were born in 1995, that's all you know. You never got a chance or a reality pill to see the real Dallas Cowboys or seeing a long-term good head coach. Now, I will say this, Cowboy Nation. Bill Parcells, he did his thing out here. That's why he was able to make it to, dare I say, the playoff with the amount of tools that he had. Quest U2 says bust, is Super Bowl or bust. Oh my goodness. My thing is this right here. Oh yeah, Hazel, I'm gonna talk about that next. My thing is this right here. All I want us to do is stack up on some good games and we can see some level of consistency. Even if this first year, I know that a lot of people, I would love to see the Lombardi. You know, I would love to take pictures with the Lombardi, the actual Lombardis, the new Lombardis that's out there, the new models, you know, this decade models of the Lombardis. But I will say this though, Cowboy Nation. I will say this. We have to understand that football is a team sport. It is a team game. It is a collective unit that works together in unison. But I will say this, If we can do this year, this year, if we can set an identity and establish that identity, and that will be our identity, I think that that will go long or further than us winning the game by chance, sneaking into the playoff by chance. You know, I want us to be known as, hey, when you play against the Dallas Cowboys, that defense is coming, Law. That defense is hitting. Man, I can't play around with this defense. Boy, when I go down there to Big D, man, it's crazy out there, man. The ground starts shaking because of the defense hitting that hard. Now, I do know that we got the pandemic going around, and it may not be 100,000 folks in there, but at least we have to establish one set of an identity. Greg Berry says Gary sucked on Sunday. My thing is, back to Hazel, she wanted to know whether or not will Jerry Wayne Jones fold, right? Will he fold like a wallet? Will he cave in and say, you know, Dak Prescott, we love you, and therefore we're going to give you the let me see. We're gonna give you the 4-year deal, $38 million a year. Maybe he can do that. I don't know. My thing is, normally when Jerry came out and he told Ezekiel Elliott agents, I'm not finna be setting the mark, or you're not gonna be the highest paid running back in the NFL. We don't do that here in Dallas land. What happened? Y'all let me know what happened. Oh, there was another situation when D-Law, when he went through his situation. A lot of people were looking at it like, well, come on, D-Law. You not no Khalil Mack, but you asking for Khalil Mack money. And eventually, he got Khalil Mack money, somewhere in the same ballpark. So I'm thinking that the same thing will happen with Dak Prescott. And we would want that to happen. Let me repeat, we would want that to happen. Why, Law? Why you want that to happen, man? Why you want that to happen? Because it create more money for us to use, to spend, and go out there and get other guys that we need. That's why we would want that to happen. You know what I mean? What's up, man? I see Philly Notion in the house, man. The Philly ideal of things, you know. Shout out to Philly Notion, man, for holding it down, being one of the people. Hit that like button, man. Y'all hit those like buttons, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe go know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond, baby. Shout out to you, man. Is it just going to cost you more next year? Worry about Dak dollars amount, and you should be begging for him. And this is from Rue Glock. You know, here's the thing, kings and queens out here. Shout out to you, King Beers. My thing is, my dog Skywalker Steel, like he said when we was talking with Dave Hellman on the show, what have you, last week. He pretty much said this right here, Cowboy Nation. And listen to what I'm saying now. Although I do not agree with playing under the franchise tag, I do not agree with that assessment. But it seems as if, though, Dak Prescott camp could look at it and say, well, 31 mil, we had a subpar coach last year who really couldn't get things going, and not to sully or denigrate Jason Garrett, but now you're gonna put me with a coach that I know that can elevate my game, that can improve my situation, that can increase my situation, that can put out good stuff, and I got a defense, and on top of that, you're gonna throw in a special team unit that's going to be better? Don't you think that I can be better than what I did and exhibit and exude last year? The only risk that Dak Prescott can look at and say, dog, if I go down and say, oh, my knee or oh, my shoulder blade. Because by natural flow of things, by the team itself, you're getting rid of Jason Witten, you already better on the offense anyway. And I love Jason Witten. Also, with that being said, add in Sedarian Lamb. Who would pick Randall Cobb over Sedarian Lamb right now? I do know we lost our center or what have you, but if you listen to Travis Frederick, he would say, hey, I wasn't playing at the caliber of level that I'm accustomed to anyway. I shouldn't even be elected to anything. I held the team back. Therefore, let me look at everything from A to Z, and I'm going to fall back, and I'm going to retire. And I've got much love and respect for Frederick for doing that, opposed to a Jason Witten. I would rather, look, put my coffee down. I would rather have somebody that can admit to their faults and say, dog, I can't do it, instead of somebody coming out there saying, man, I can do it. Oh, I studied my assignment. Oh, I know where I need to be at. Versus somebody sitting there saying, man, you know what, Law? I don't know how to get there. Like, bruh, if you would have told me in advance, I could have made some plans. I could have made some preparations. So at least, Frederick said, man, you know what? I can't play at my top level. So if you contextualize all what I just said and you put in the fact that Dak Prescott with this particular offense, Kellen Moore with no handcuffs, it's going to be better. And like my dog just said, you're going to end up paying more money next year opposed to this year. The salary cap goes up. Pandemic saving a lot of people, though. It is. T-Mac, man, what's good, man? Really appreciate you, man. Right, Justin, feel it, man. You the only one I know, man. You Dallas is hella trash. Play that Eagles. Oh, man, come on, man. How you go donate and then talk trash? Boy, you at all-time level. You know, I'm going to have to, this is what I'm going to have to do. Every week, I'm going to have to give out a Trolls Award, you know, to the all-time trolls. And I think that Eastside Harold, man, Eastside Harold, you got your hands full with Philly Notion, man. You do. I mean, really, you know, I'm going to put, real talk, I'm gonna create like a little logo with an award, and I'm gonna put the person name weekly. Who's the king of the troll? You know what I mean? The troll king. That's what I'm gonna call y'all, troll king. TK in the house. That's what I'm gonna name it. TK. Shout out to Wally, man, Texas, man. Shout out to you back. All right, so who else we got over here, man, in the comment box? KMT, I see you, man. All right, so I do know a lot of people are wondering, like, hey, man, what happened to the late night hype this week? Here's the situation with the late night hype. We may pick it up not next week, but the following week, or they may go with just Sky and Big Game James. I'm in a situation right now that the wife is 40 weeks pregnant, you know what I mean? And the baby is due any day now. So as you guys can see, I'm in the confines of my home and the water haven't broke yet, basically, but the baby is due any day. So the nation is trying to grow. You know how this day go, right, Cowboy Nation? So what's understood don't have to be explained, right, KMT? So I can't be all late night hype, planning a whole interview session with some players and interviews, and then say, hey, man, Law gotta go, Law gotta roll, you know. Yes, indeed, man. So I really appreciate you guys, man. It's just a blessing, man, blessing. Growing the nation, man, growing the nation. So KMT, you still shoot those things and those messages out to Dez, man. Maybe one day he will listen in and he'll call in or do something and get off that high horse over there on Twitter land and come on over here and talk to us fellas over here. King says, why no Facebook Live? Well, the way I'm set up is if I go live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, I won't be able to read the comments on Facebook. So What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rap with y'all for a couple of minutes. Then I'm gonna jump over there to Facebook. Law Nation all day, every day. You know how we do this thing, baby. Why so much draft capital to support Dak if he's that good? That's a good question. That my brother. That's a good question. Let me give credit to the name though. Is it Valerish? Karen, what's good? All right, so that's a good question. Why so much draft capital to support the quarterback? My thing is, and that's a real good question. You know, we look at the quarterback and we say the quarterback's supposed to be the driving force of the team. The quarterback's supposed to be like when everybody is panicking and worrying and the house is on fire, the quarterback's supposed to be cool with it. I remember, or I recall, I haven't played Madden in a long time, but I remember I'm going all the way back to Tecmo Bowl. There was a category on Tecmo Bowl where it says coolness. That was the actual skill set, meaning that how can the quarterback operate when the pressure is on him, when everything is concave or it pretty much at the doorstep or at the foot or at the feet of the quarterback, right? So when you start talking about Dak Prescott, think about this. And this, trust me, I give Dak Prescott a hard time, but I know a lot of people say, nah, Law, you and Mark Holmes, man, y'all might as well get a room with Dak Prescott, you know. But here's the thing. I look at it from the objectivity of it, you know, objectively speaking, is that Dak Prescott came into a system where he did not belong. And this is going to be a long story, so you guys sit down and wait for me, you know. And I got to describe my point. He came into a system where he did not belong. Think about it. He was drafted in the 4th round. Not the first pick out of the 4th round, right? The system was designed for Tony Romo. Matter of fact, I would think that if Tony Romo were to be able to remain healthy, he could have went out like John Elway. Remember, John Elway didn't flourish until TD came onto the team. Although he wasn't the first round draft pick, he just came out of nowhere. But TD helped John Elway. Also, they had a better coaching. Nevertheless, Tony Romo, the veteran guy, they saw the model in 2014. They made a mistake in 2015 by not investing in that running back situation because Randall wanted to steal cologne and draws, what have you. But they said to themselves, let's get Tony Romo, a sure hell of a guy that can take on some blows, can run, block, catch out of the backfield, and beyond. His name is Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott. Front 5 offensive line was straight. That team in 2016 was designed for Tony Romo. We're going to score efficiency. We're going to be able to drain the clock all the way down to the 1 second because we know for sure that the play that was called in, Tony Romo is going to change it out because the play was garbage or trash. Tony is going to change that play out. This was a team that was designed for Tony. Case in point, Tony Romo got hurt. Dak Prescott was forced into the system. They scrapped all what they did, and they said, you know what? We're going to allow this young kid to play freely. But the good thing that we like about this kid opposed to Tony Romo, believe it or not, and all coaches will say this, but they would never say it publicly. This coach said, man, the play that I could give Dak Prescott, he would not change it. Let me repeat, the play that I give Dak Prescott, he would not change it. So that felt good for Scott Linehan. What they do the next year? The following year, in 2017, the team was pretty much gutted as it relates to some of the coaching. Oh, also with that being said, you had the situation with Ezekiel Elliott on the field, off the field, on the field, off the field. If anybody knows football, if anybody played football, the worst thing that you can do is say, okay, I'm ready to play Friday. You install the plays Wednesday, or you may did your installs that Thursday, and you don't know who's going to be the starting running back. All of a sudden, it's going to be Ezekiel Elliott. No, it was Alfred Morris. That's a lot of pulling. That's a lot of, hey, we'll do it in these type of ways. I know. It seems like a long story, but you got to follow me. That type of stuff will mess up a young quarterback. I do know that people can say, well, this quarterback was able to do it his second year, and that quarterback was able to do it his second year. But people fail to realize that this team was not designed for Dak Prescott. They started to do that shift. And on top of that, coaching staff was allergic to changing stuff on the fly. But I will say in 2017, before the Atlanta Falcons game, they were still averaging 27 to 28 points a game. But what did Dak Prescott have to improve on? His accuracy. He had to improve on going through his progressions. Oh, he had to improve on and learning on what the defense is trying to take away. Oh, disguising, understanding that this is what they're trying to disguise here and there. It was no mind foolery as it relates to when they pull in 7 and 8 men into the box, where Dak Prescott can look out to the outer edge and see Dez and say, okay, I want you to do, the go route, but I'm gonna call the play similar to the comeback. It was none of that type of stuff. Couldn't do that his second, third year anyway. I digress. I just digress. I know you guys get the picture. And we had multiple changes as an offensive coordinator. On with that, you had multiple changes with the quarterbacks coach. Let me know where I lied. Let me know where I lied. Dak and Amari is going to be better. Let's go. This is from T-Mac. Yeah. Put it like this. Amari Cooper last year, even with a bum leg or what have you, a foot, he still put up good numbers. And his numbers, according to actual facts, were better than a D-Hop. But I do know a lot of people are going to say, no way, Lord, DeAndre Hopkins had this amount of yards and these sort of things. Look it up. Amari Cooper had more average yards per catch, more touchdowns, and on top of that, he missed games. And on top of that, if you think about what Amari Cooper did, how in the world D-Hop couldn't do better, according to the Texans, that he got a better quarterback? Let that sink into your mental. Let that play on your minds. Let that play on your hearts. What other questions you guys got, man? I really appreciate everybody for tuning in to this thing, man. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Share, share, share. The numbers last year were similar to the same numbers as the year before, basically. This is King. Dak is greater than Wentz. Yeah. No lie. Philadelphia Eagles. Doug Peterson. Is he a good coach? Is he a great coordinator? Was he a young coach? Here's the thing, what people fail to realize. The Doug Peterson approach opposed to the Jason Garrett approach. If I were to set up an offense and somebody had a gun to my head and they said, okay, Law, you got a choice to pick between Jason Garrett or Doug Peterson, I'm gonna say, give me Doug Peterson. I wouldn't even allow people to say, okay, Jason Garrett is on the same level. Here's why. Doug, for one, have more experience, not as a head coach, but operating within the confines of coordinating. My thing is, Jason Garrett had a cup of coffee, and they say, you know what? With this cup of coffee from 2007, they started already making him the head coach. He came in privileged in a sense, whereas he didn't have to fight for nothing. At least Doug had to fight for his. Another thing is, what makes the Philadelphia Eagles a little dangerous, just a little bit, is when they said that this year, Doug will be calling the plays. And a lot of people fail to realize is that goes a long way, because Doug is really pretty much, when you think about all of those years and all of those fits when him working out with, what's the coach that just won the Super Bowl? I've got his name. It's the tip of my tongue, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? My thing is, coaching, you got to bring experience into the matter. I could tell people all day, hey, This is a book on how to swim. And I gave this analogy before, and you can read that book time and time again, and you can understand it. You can also say, well, give it to me in Braille. I can read it blindly. But until you get into that water, baby, boy, the brilliancy to utilize your tight ends, not your outside wide receiver, is a major threat. Came from Peterson. Also with Dougie, whatever you want to call him, this was also prevalent. They ran the rock the year they won the Super Bowl. A lot of people thought that it was fly, Eagles, fly. No, it was run, Eagles, run. They put up the three-headed monsters. They also took pages from, dare I say, the Patriots, and they converted the Patriots system, the old school 90s 49ers system, added in some Green Bay philosophy, and they was hitting you all up the head with the tight ends and running the rock and continuously keeping the change of pace differently. It was a system so well enough that Nick Foles was able to jump in and win a Super Bowl. A lot of people fail to realize that. They had a system in place, whereas we had a handful of, this is what the Cowboys been doing for 13 years. We had a handful of rice, and we'll take that rice and throw it in the field and hoping that one of these rice or one of these seeds, or pretty much a handful of seeds, and throw it in the field and hoping that the seed would grow. We had no system in place. There's nobody that can say, okay, this is our philosophy. Yes, we are run first team, blah, 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 blah. We didn't become a run first team until 2014. We didn't become a power dominant team as it relates to running since 2014. That was the time we said, okay, hey, newsflash, this is what we are about. That's at the tail end of Tony Romo's career. We didn't have no system in place. We just blindly taking handfuls of seed and throwing it out there and said, okay, this stuff should grow. Didn't know how to cultivate the situation. Oh, Lord, what is cultivation? Ooh. Let me give y'all a class on cultivation right quick. You know, a cultivator, regardless of the land or the plot or the soil that's there, he figure out ways to make this thing grow. Some people are blessed with green grass, good soil. Some people are blessed with the tragedies and the trials and tribulations of life. They can look at that thing and say, man, all I got is sand and dirt. But I'm gonna make that stuff work. How, Lord? Give me that pickaxe, give me that shovel. I start breaking up that hard soil. I'm breaking up that hard soil, right? Oh, why break up the hard soil? Oh, to allow oxygen to get into the soil so that now that before I throw my seed on there, I can't right now, but at least the oxygen is now absorbing into the soil. Oh, Lord, what else the cultivator do? Why do he wet the soil before he throw the seed there? Why is that? Why is he wetting the soil? Why is he putting water on the ground before he throw the seed? Oh, because that's preparing for what's to come. That is what a cultivator does. And he pick out his seeds wisely. And then I'm just not gonna sling my seeds out there because some may hit in the wrong places. But let me execute my plan wisely. Let me set up a rows so that I know for sure when the seeds started to grow that they won't fight and choke out the others. That is what a cultivator is able to do. And every so often, he will have to go back into where that hard soil is at and that hard ground is at and recut and redo the process. And for many of years, the Cowboys just been taking good seeds and say, oh, here's a Terrell Owen. Here's a dynamic DeMarcus Ware. Oh, here is a DeMarco Murray. Let me just throw them out there. Here's this guy. Oh, we going to the Super Bowl. Let me know, since 2006, 2007, we have not been saying, oh man, we going to the Super Bowl. Hmm? Oh, we going to the Super Bowl. Because we saw the talent, we saw the seeds. We looking at the hand, we looking at the hand. Hope you can see my hand. We looking at the hands and we saying that, man, them seeds looking good. Boy, we should be getting some good harvest this year. Just like this year, same situation, we got good seeds. But a person that's uneducated with the situation would take those good seeds and throw it out there. Didn't pill up the old soil, didn't take out the weeds, didn't cut down the land, didn't get the time parameters of the shades and when the sun is hitting. Oh, wow. Didn't know what type of seed that they had, didn't know how to make the necessary adjustments. Too much water, too less of a water. That was the situation with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, oh boy, those Eagles fans may not like us now. Ooh, those Redskin fans may not like me now. Oh, those Giants fans may not like me now, but this is the truth, the brick of truth. You better duck because it will hit you and knock out your teeth. Here's the brick of truth right here. We got a cultivator now who understands. That what happened to me in Green Bay land. Oh, okay. They said it was my fault that Aaron Rodgers became great and then all of a sudden started to decline. It was my fault that y'all could see me fussing, going back and forth with Aaron Dirty Rodgers, right? It was my fault that we never got a chance to get the players that we wanted to put weapons around Aaron Rodgers. I want you guys to go back and look and see how many first round draft picks Aaron Rodgers got a chance to throw to as it relates to a wide receiver. Oh, how many players that's on the level or the playing field. Not even going to talk about Ezekiel Elliott, but is on the same level as a Tony Pollard. Oh, okay. They wanted pretty much in Green Bay land to have Aaron Rodgers and nothing because they had to go out there slim pickings. But this coach said, you know what? Y'all ain't finna nail me to the cross. I'm cultivating. I understand that defense been the main issue when these Dallas Cowboys been in the playoffs. Think about in 2018, defense, they let us down. You can talk about the offense all you want, but when you gash and getting blazed like that on the running game, that's defense, baby. You can't stop the bleeding. It was so bad that the D-Law, look at the tape. D-Law had to go from the left side to the right side. Well, the formation, basically. He had to switch sides to stop the bleeding on the running side where they're gashing a hole. Tyrone Crawford was folded like a pretzel. We had Antoine Barbecue Woods. Man, he couldn't knock over a wet paper bag. He couldn't bust through nothing, right? Oh my goodness, they ran all through us. Defense. Oh, Lord. What happened in 2016? Oh my goodness. Let me tell y'all this right quick. In 2016, defense. You just don't look up all of a sudden it's 28-3 or 28 to whatever it was and say, well, it's the offense fault. You got to stop the bleeding somehow. You got to get a turnover, a takeaway. I mean, good Lord. Oh, in 2014, yes, we can go back and forth all day. We can go back and forth all day about the catch, no catch. But there was a fumble on the field as well, of course. There was a missed field goal kick. And on top of that, there was some stuff that happened, whereas you can say the man was running around with one leg. Defense. So, Mike McCarthy, he's been off for a year. He said, you know what? I'll be dogged. I'll be grim. If I let this defense be the pitfall for me, I'm going to go out there and pick up a Mike Nolan. All he does when he go to a team is increase the turnovers and takeaways. Oh, I'm going to go and improve Tom Sula. Why? I'm going to get a proven guy like a Tom Sula that can stop that front four. The front four that can stop the run. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? I got Al Harris. I'm going to pick him up. Maurice Linguist. All of that stuff work together because that's what a cultivator does. Person that's unwise and, and uneducated to the situation allows somebody else to pick out the situations. Oh my goodness. Camo says Dez caught it. Yeah, yeah, he did. He did. So that's what I'm saying. I know I'm long-winded with it, but you guys, I hope you guys can get with it. And Philly said it was not a catch. According to the NFL, it was a catch. It's just that it's just that they just finally pulling up the tape and realized that we was telling the truth. Yes, indeed. Down at the catch at the one. Yeah. But that play will forever be talked about here over here in Big D. All right, Dak Attack. Our success is going to be stemmed from how quick and efficiently we can create chemistry. Yeah, I couldn't read the rest of it, but I agree. So, what is considered a successful season, Cowboy Nation? Is it 8-8 and you get in the playoff, right? Is it being 9-7? Is it the amount? Is it the amount of wins that you get? Is it 11-5, 12-4, 13-3, 15-1? Does the regular season record matter, or does it winning at least one playoff game matters? Right? Cam says 18-0. I think it's 19 games. So if we go 18-0, I really want us to knock down the door with another win because I would not accept 18-0. I would not. I would hate that more than going 5-11 or something. You know, but if we go undefeated, that's another story. But 18-0 will not go with me. You know. Oh, I want 19. I want 19 if you know what I mean. Just bring in Vach energy. Cam, okay, we appreciate you. Cam, whoa, Cam. You have to taste that loss. Keep yourself humble and honest. 18-0. Yeah. I feel what you're saying, Dak Attack. Scott Cook, 13-3. Still looking. Yeah, boy, I tell it all the time, man. The Philadelphia Eagles. Cry, Eagles, cry. I mean, I don't know why they're here. They should be on the Redskin page. If I was an Eagles fan, I would be looking at it like this. Dang, I got to catch up with the Redskins. I got to catch up with the Giants. And then I'm in the conversation with the mighty Dallas Cowboys. Shoot. Let me just jump over here and talk to the Dallas Cowboys and troll them. That's what you did in Philly. That's what you did. That's what you did. 14-2 NFC Championships appearance. Yeah, you know what's the magical number for us, I believe? I think 12-4 is our magic number. I think we won more Super Bowls by being 12-4. It's just weird, weird numbers, 12-4. Today's the 24th, and 12-4. That could be the magical number. Although I predict that we go 11-5 this year. Ray, what's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I couldn't read it all, man. I'm about to read it on the back end. 4 losses is a huge to ask, but very durable, basically. Yeah, because I believe this right here. Our losses are worse than any other team losses. Law, what are you talking about, man? Our losses are worse than any other team loss because, for one, they're gonna spread it out all over the world. They're gonna continue to say, "Hey, accident waiting to happen," in the matter that we lost. And on top of that, it's not how we lost. It's gonna be when we lost or what happened when we lost because of this play that happened in the first quarter opposed to the last play or whatever. That's just how it goes being a Cowboys fan. Yeah. I personally like to have our losses back. We lost like a Meyer kick. My thing is, I don't want a loss on a kickers. I don't want to put our hopes and loves on a kicker. Nevertheless, if we lose because of a kick, it don't settle well with me though. I don't like that. But shout out to the kickers that made the game-winning kicks though. All right, got a couple more minutes, man, before I jump live on Facebook, man. Philly Notion, really appreciate you though. Philly first, Giants number two, Dallas in third. I just don't see how you come up with that ration. Now, I think you called in a couple of weeks ago about that. I just don't see what the Philadelphia Eagles did to become better. I think that yes, you guys got a Darius Slay, which is pretty good. But the Detroit had Darius Slay, and all we did last year was still put up numbers. And I know that's Detroit, but I would take that defensive coordinator over there in Detroit land, or the head coach over there in Detroit land, opposed to your defensive coordinator any day. So I think that no matter how you look at it, one guy and the other guy that you guys picked up, the loss at the strong safety role is going to be a great addition for us and a pivotal moment where it's going to be bad for you guys. Because who you got that's going to stop Amari Cooper? Yeah, I know y'all going to roll coverage. I know y'all ain't going to play straight up man-to-man, single high safety situation. And on top of that, who's going to cover Michael Gallup? Who's going to cover Cedarian Lamb and a Blake Jarwin? It's going to be nasty for the Philadelphia Eagles. Just mark my words. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. And the Giants, I don't know whether or not that Baker kid got his mind together. The cornerback. I don't know how they're going to even stop the run. So I say that the Cowboys will win this division, hands down. The only team that would surprise me out of all of those teams and everybody sleeping on them, including you, Philly Notion, is that Washington team. That Washington team, that defense, they got a proven coach that's going to come over there, and he's going to set things right for them. So I got Dallas Cowboys winning the division. I got second place the Washington Redskins. Third place, y'all can fight for that. Y'all can fight for that. Third place will be probably the Eagles, though. No stack box, how sweet it come fourth quarter. Yes. You can't double Amari Cooper and CD. You can't. You put 9 in the box. Sure, how you gonna stop us? Yeah, it's crazy because when you think about it, and I know for sure Mike Nolan, first day implementing and installing this particular defense, he had to pull up that Saints tape and said, okay, this is why we held you guys to 10 points. This is what we were doing to really compress that box into the inside. And this is where you guys killed us with. And the one guy that killed us, his name is Blake Jarwin. He wore number 89, or he still wears number 89 for your mind. So I'm quite sure Mike Nolan, who just left the Saints, is going to implement that type of philosophy back over to us, and is going to improve our offense because he's going to say, this is why you guys only put up 10 points on us. And I'm quite sure that the head defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings is going to do the exact same thing there. He's going to pull everybody in and say, okay, when the Dallas Cowboys came over here to Minnesota land or wherever that game was at, this is what you guys did right, this is what you guys did good, and this is what you guys did terrible at. And Michael Gallup was eating all that game. Oh my goodness, he was eating all that game. And the Vikings cornerbacks are nobody that sneeze at. I'm gonna read a few more of your comments, Cowboy Nation. You can't stop a tank with no key, basically. You can only hope to contain this DAC attack. Really appreciate you. Appreciate you, is it Rendon? Beer gang all day, man. Really appreciate you, man. Y'all hit that like button, please. Share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. For those who follow me on Facebook, I will be live there in a few. But I really appreciate everybody, man. Thank those who subscribe to this channel. Really, really do appreciate everybody for tuning in. What makes a successful season? Will this be a Super Bowl or bust season? Put their thoughts down below. Let a friend and neighbor know. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. I'm 8 years older than James Harden, by the way. But appreciate it. Shout out to James Harden. Appreciate all of the mods, man. Really appreciate you, man. Shout out to T Mac and everybody that support this channel. Salute.